This is the nature of everything. Don't stay stuck.
All right, everybody. So we've been talking about career and health, and I think the next progression is to step into talking about relationships, which I'm going to be honest is it's just where things can get like too vague and too real too fast.
Yeah, because realistically, the second you start talking about relationships, people start trying to figure out like, who's he talking about right now? Is he talking about me?
Yeah, don't be nosy. But look, just to clear it up, we've both had lots of different relationships in our life, from past marriages and romantic relationships to our current partners, our friends, our family, our work, kids. I mean, like, the word relationship is not identifying one category of that.
Absolutely. And it's important to say that because realistically, if something we're talking about sounds familiar, it's probably because it's super common. Not because we're not pointing at anybody specific in our life or your life or anybody else's. It's common.
Yeah, it's not about calling out like specific people and say, well, they did this to me or whatever. This is about just noticing patterns that we see and patterns that we've lived.
And also, just to say it, we're not coming at this from a place of problems or broken relationships or, necessarily bad issues, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, we've been really blessed, to have loving relationships, strong friendships and solid families. But one pattern I know is that relationships of all kinds are tricky, and we can all step on a rock or a landmine at any moment.
Yeah, and when it happens, we think it's important to have a smart framework for working through a lot of these things that we see.
Yeah, so like instead of getting into like who did what, or let's just talk about something real, simple patterns.
Because if the same type of friction keeps showing up in different places, it's pretty apparent that it's not random.
Yeah, I mean, different people, same tension.
That's where it gets a little uncomfortable because now you've got to look at your role in it. I've got to look at my role in it.
Yeah, and that's not blame, but it's participation. You're participating in a role.
Yeah, and a lot of relationships run on what we would call unspoken agreements. Stuff nobody ever said out loud. You didn't sign anything specifically as far as a contract of what you were going to do or what you weren't. But it just seems like everybody's, that's involved, they're all playing along with it. And it turns out that one person ends up doing whatever it is, like, I don't know, you take the trash out more than anybody else, or maybe one person cooks more often and somebody else handles the kids more often, whatever the dynamic may be. For instance, maybe you're the friend that you always pick up the phone and you're generally doing the check-ins.
Yeah, and also, maybe not. Maybe you don't do those things, but you've accepted other people doing those roles.
Yeah, and realistically, the problem seems to show itself, although the agreements feel fine, until you try to push past that, until you try to grow beyond that.
Yeah, and because the moment that you change that behavior, and you go like, well, I'm not taking the trash out because I'm tired of taking the trash out. Even a little bit, like you break that agreement.
Yeah, and now things feel weird.
Yeah, and look, not because you did something wrong. It's just because you stopped doing what, that private, quiet agreement. And this is all relationships. Like we said, parents, kids, romantic partners, friends, co-workers, any of it. It's just a bunch of pattern recognition and sort of examining that.
So here's something practical, albeit not dramatic. It's not crazy dramatic, but you don't have to go have a we need to talk kind of thing. Maybe you do, but not always. I don't think it's okay, are you sitting down for this? You don't have to be sitting down for this. Just, I think you have the opportunity to notice the pattern. Where do you consistently stay quiet when you shouldn't? When you should speak up for yourself, or you should set that boundary? Where do you over-explain? That I may be talking about me at this point. Where do you over-explain just to keep things comfortable, right? So that you see, I was about to do it again, but I didn't. I stopped there.
You were going to over-explain one more time?
I came real close, but I didn't. Wait,
I stopped. You know why? Because you noticed it. I mean, Like, that really is the key here. And I think that that's where coin comes in. Confirm it. Something is happening. A conversation in your head about taking out the trash, that's not the end of the world. But something's happening. And you don't love it. Like, you run the vacuum cleaner again and you notice that nobody else even knows how to turn it on. You just start to notice things. Is it a big deal? Do you want it to change? These are questions that you have to ask yourself and take some ownership.
Indeed. Again, just confirm that it's true, right? Because, it's simple. It's not okay, are you ready for this conversation? Do you have something to drink or what? No, it's just, you can just look at the other dynamic in the relationship and be like, would you mind vacuuming the living room today? That could be it.
Yeah, I like that. It's simple and it's direct and it doesn't have a lot of gunpowder in that question. It's just simple. Sure. And I think you let it sit. Once you ask that question or you try to break, kind of a cycle, it's not even a big deal or whatever. Don't rush the moment. Just, communicate kindly and let the moment rest. That's the hard part. But also, it's kind of like the whole point. And look, this is really where community comes into play, and it matters more than people think. And we say community, and that sounds big, but community is like a friend, a couple of friends, because you need a place to process this stuff so that you don't keep it bottled up and you don't, start that conversation with, well, you never do the vacuum cleaner. You get to just say hey, would you mind vacuuming today? Simple. It's just that, to have community around you, it can keep you from bringing something into the relationship sideways. And so it's not coming out weird because you practiced it.
And look, we all need that. We need people who can hear us out and challenge us a little. And again, not take it personally and not beat up. It's not criticism. It's a fair sounding board. And that really is how to get better at most of this without getting pissed and blowing things up or blowing things out of the water, or like you were talking about, you never or you always, the big overgeneralizations. So we're going to talk about these relationships and the ones that can help you by listening, by taking on a role to help you sort of see the other side of what this is going to be and help you see how you're kind of doing when things do actually get intense. So just kind of consider that as your Tuesday check-in today.
We're going to flesh this out more on Friday. But for now, like Clint said, just kind of think about relationships and not just romantic ones with your in-laws or with the neighbor 3 houses down, whatever it is, and see if you notice any patterns that you'd like to think about or that you might like to change.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be good. We'll see you on Friday.
Before you go, just know it's time. Time to connect. Time to change the nature of everything. Find us at coinyourlife.com and don't stay stuck.